Hello and welcome to my review. Hello, all. Yeah, I haven't done this before on Facebook, so I thought I'd give it a try. We'll see how it goes. I just thought I'd pop on here to give you a review of Jacka 3, Road to Hell. It's due to be released coming soon. Yes, I thought I'd give you a quick rundown on it before it is released to the public. Now, the last time Jacka 3, Jacka 2, the previous two films, one was in, I think it was 1993 and then 1996. Anyway, this is a continuation where we left off from 30 years ago. So, yeah, this should be fun. Let's see. Okay. Um, anyway, um, I thought I'd come and do this because I've never done this before. Here we go. This is my review of the Jacka Road to Hell by James Panetta, and it runs for a total of an hour and 48 minutes. So the Jacker, aka Mike Rivers, is played by Phil Herman, is back, older, nastier, and better than ever. We are reintroduced to previous characters from Jacker 1 and 2, and it's fantastic to see them reprising their roles. We continue on where we left off, and we are at an opening scene that is quite a violent hook, and we learn more background information as to why Mike Rivers, as a teenager, became the monster he is today. As you'll see, his dad does something terrible to Mike Rivers' dad, showing us that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. There are excellent revelations early on to refresh the viewer's memory, and the flashback scenes are well placed so that those that haven't seen Jacka 1 or Jacka 2 will get a general idea of who is who and what they're doing and how they fit into the story. Once again, there is a lovely supernatural theme weaving through the film, which adds suspense and intrigue immediately. The images of horror and gore are intense and gratifying for all horror fans out there, but be warned, this film is not for the faint of heart. Its brutal viciousness is ramped up to the max. Its ruthless story arc is gripping and evokes disgust as we watch the Jacker go on a rampage through the city with no mercy, no remorse, or no conscience. So, a strong undertone of dread and hopelessness can be felt the whole way through the film. I really enjoyed that. It added and enhanced the scenes in the film brilliantly. The Jacker returns with a vengeance, and as he hacks and slashes his way through the city without a care in the world. And it's fantastic seeing this diabolical monster back again. So, Detective Ken Crotch, played by Ben Stansky, and the Jacker Mike Rivers is played by Phil Herman, who's independent filmmaker and writer. So we're reintroduced to Detective Ken Crotch. So he was one of the police investigating what happened in Jacka 2, and it's good to see him come back and reprising his role. So we get to see Gloria again, played by Debbie D, who's a fantastic actress. She is just phenomenal. I love all her roles. So she has a really interesting story to tell about how she survived the Jacker 30 years ago when she managed to get away from him, which we didn't know about until until this film that actually, yeah, she did come back. So I like them because the scenes with her as a ruthless monster are incredibly disturbing with a lovely surreal element coming in. I really enjoy the nightmare sequences. They're terrifying and add mystery and an ethereal feel to the story arc. That fits in really nicely, and you'll see why later on. So the moments with Gloria and Chris also. So Chris, played by Christopher Keller himself, is a reporter slash podcast reporter. And I like those instances of them together because it's a great way for building up tension as she relives her encounter with the Jacker from 30 years ago. She's Since then, she seems to be obsessed with him, and although she's warning people that he's coming back to get her, they don't believe her and they think she's absolutely bonkers, and it's destroying all of the relationships in her life. And I would agree with that she is coming off very crazy, and it adds to the film, I would say. From her character development point of view is really well done as well. So during the film, we get some news reports coming in. So we've got one by Mark Flemich, the character who's played by Rudy Ledbetter. And we've seen him in loads and loads of different films with different indie creators. And yeah, well, about the news reports, I think these are really essential in delivering updates on the Jackers rampage across the city. It's a really artistic method of working this into the film. There's another female anchor later on giving us more descriptions as well. So the interaction with the Jacker and Butch Patrick, played by himself, who played Eddie Munster in the Munsters franchise back in the old days. Butch is back, so him and the Jacker are in the car. They're in a car, and it's a great scene because we can see just perhaps a smidgen of humanity from this monster. But it's short lived when he plays a game of toss the coin to see if Butch gets to live or die. There's also a news update from Raven Nightshade, played by Jason P. Buterin. Please excuse me if I butcher anybody's names. So he's talking about the near demise of the pop icon Butch Patrick in the car park, and it's a really good way to deliver this information. And we find out more crucial details about the Jackers murder spree, which is good because we need to keep on board of what's going on. So there are some good nude and sex scenes for all the male audience to enjoy out there, with one of the victims, Carla, played by Deborah Dutch. So when the Jacker goes to see the illegal gun dealers, that's a really good scene because we get to see him in a precarious situation. It gives him the antagonist character something to overcome. And it also shows us how merciless he actually is when he takes on these two Muppets, Pete, played by Ralph Ray, and the other dealer, played by Sal Lamantia. The amount of murders in this film were too many for me to count. I think Phil Herman mentioned there might have been 30. I thought the previous films were unconscionable. Hell no, there is no breathing space in between the kills in this film, which is perfect to maximise on the tension and the intensity that the horror scenes arouse. So Dennis, played by Kevin Duffy, he's a character who plays an important role in the ending. And with so many turns and twists, nothing is at all what it seems, keeping the viewer wanting to know more and investing in the film and the characters. It's thrilling to see Gloria's true intentions come to light at the end, as she is a profound mystery to unravel. The ending sequence is otherworldly, and with an epic cliffhanger and a major twist at the end that I did not see coming, it is a satisfying and glorifying ending. But wait, there is just one more. So this series, it would seem, could be continuing on, as perhaps someone else could be taking up the mantle, as we see an interesting scene at the end with a man named Andy, played by Andrew Pearson. So overall, I highly recommend this to watch when it is released to the public, and I will let you know when that is. It did not disappoint at all. In fact, it's just just the sequel to Jacker 2, obviously, and they've started off really, really well. I see this film getting awards. And yeah, so some of the really good points that I really like was the cinematography. They've got drone shots, really nice close up shots, side views, which was really interesting to see the side views of the car traveling, irregular movements, and this shot on video filming. That's all good because it all has a different variety of perspectives. The photographic shots of the scenery is beautiful, and it's in clear contrast to what's actually occurring on the screen. So the juxtaposing of those two situations is very clever. So just like the previous two films, there are some really great liners from the Jacker and a couple of other people. I like those as they add a bit of humour to subtly lighten the mood just a little. The special effects are grueling in that they look absolutely authentic and believable. I commend the team for their physical use of physical props and not heavily relying on CGI. Which is fantastic, of course, because as we've seen in Hollywood films and stuff like that, mainstream, they like to use a lot of CGI and fake blood and CGI blood, and it just looks stupid. The music is brilliant. It enhances the film, bringing in tones and moods to elaborate on the effect. Now, I appreciate the colour gradients used to make this feel as if we're watching a film from the 80s, which, as we know, are renowned for some of the best slasher films of all time. So the acting was fun to watch, and they all worked their roles with total commitment and talent. And I'm looking forward to seeing where we go from here. So, Horror Central has given this a 10 out of 10 because all the points were nailed. And yeah, so that has been my review on. This has been my review on Jacker 3, Road to Hell. Hopefully this review worked. I'm not too sure. I might do some more of these live videos just if it works out okay. So thank you for listening to my review, and like I said, I'll keep you up to date when this film is. It's probably going to do a film circuit and all that sort of stuff, and no doubt it'll be streaming, and I'll send a link through and I'll let you know how we get on. Okay, so yeah, that has been my review, and thank you, and until next time, stay safe out there, and bye for now.